Hello everybody and welcome back to Good Company. As always, I am Dor, and today, before we actually get started here, in between episodes, I went ahead and removed any excess tables that weren't necessary to keep things rolling as smoothly as we could to stay in the profit margin here. So I removed the secondary plastic maker over here, and then we have two batteries because we need them to keep up with the assembly table over here. We have two of the display tables being made, and that's just to go ahead and feed the analysis desk guy to keep making research points for us. That's pretty much the entire calculator line, pretty much left alone as it was last episode. In the warehouse that we set up last episode as well, I removed everything except for the single tables here. So we have one component table making each thing. We have two batteries in here again to feed the music player because we need two batteries going into that. And then we have our character over here researching in this warehouse over here because we have the policy on this area to go ahead and increase the research speed by 5%. Now we can go ahead and make our blueprint here. So we're going to go ahead and make a game device. And if we go ahead and click through all of these, we can see the weight of them, right? And we can also see the fragility of them. So we want to go ahead and start off with as low as we can get. And if we go with the windowed case, we start off with a pound already into it. So it means we can only add 7 ounces to the product, right? Which isn't going to happen. We don't have anything that light. So we want to start off as light on both stats as we can. And in order to do that, we're going to have to go with the plastic case again. The plastic case seems to be the best thing we have right now. It might not be the fanciest looking thing, but it's the best stat wise that we have currently. So we're going to stick with the plastic one for right now, and we're going to go ahead and go with, we have 3 options here again as well. So we have a foldable Game Boy type thing, we have a wider one that is like a Switch or something like that, we have the normal traditional Game Boy shape design except it has bunny ears. And so I think we're going to go ahead and go with the wide one here. And we'll probably go with, let's see, we're probably going to go with this one just to give it a little bit of color, right? The metallic blue here. Let's go ahead and randomize that name a little bit until we get something that kind of seems good. All right, so we randomed up to this. We got Eggplant Button Buster. Why not? So starting off here, we need to go ahead and keep an eye on these 2 stats, but we also need to add in the display, the sound, and the battery life. So on these little modules themselves, they also have their own separate stats. So this one adds 4 ounces of weight, and it also adds 1 whole thing of fragility here. So if we go ahead and use this one, it only adds 0.6, but if we use this one, it adds 1 whole one. So let's see if we can get away with using it. So we're up to 0.6 and 0.8. Let's see, this one adds 0.9, so we'll be up to 1.5. That's not great. This one adds 0.7. This one adds 0.3. Ugh. What if we do this, right? We'll just give it a whirl here just to see how bad the stats are going to be. And then we need the battery, right? And let's see. So we have dual battery stack, not stock. I didn't even pay attention what this adds. This adds weight, so that's good. This one adds weight as well. This one adds weight, and weight. Okay, so we're good on the fragility stat using these 2 good ones. So we're 1 ounce off from being maxed out, so we're fine there. And so weightage here, can we get away with using a 0.9? Oh, this adds 1 whole one, so that'll put us 1 point over. This one adds 0.4. This one adds 0.9, so we can get away with a 0.9, but does that fill up the battery requirements? It does, and it hits the weight limit right on the head here. So we can go ahead and actually use this as our setup here. We're doing good on the stats across the board. It's all 2.4 across the board here, and we're good across there. We're making 256 units on each sale of these things here. So let's go ahead and finalize that design, and let's go ahead and set up a factory for these things to be made. So in the future here, what I want to go ahead and do, right, as we get this stuff going, is I want to have the factories selling specific items, or making specific items rather, not selling. So we need the electronic thing here. I'm going to just plop down some of these just so we can see what we need. Basic workbench, that one. Tinker table, I think, is just this one replaced. Before we actually do that, let's go here. We can go ahead and buy a new table, maybe? No, we can't buy a new table. We don't have enough points. We can buy this thing, though. That's only 45 grand, so let's do that. That gives us the ability to automate the storage and retrieval. And then we need some more rocket ships, so we need to go ahead and complete some of these, but we're struggling there. Okay, so I went ahead and plopped down an assembly table just to see what resources we need coming in. So we need the monophone speaker being made, so that's this guy, I believe. Yep, that's that guy. And then we need the display segment being made, which I think is another one of those guys. Or no, it's in the chemical table, right? Yeah, 7-segment display. We need the battery being made, and we need the plastic casing being made, which I think is this guy here, right? Plastic casing. And then we need all of the other materials that go into these things. So we need one more chemical table down so we can get the batteries being made. Oops, there we go. And, ooh, which battery is it? The enhanced battery stack. Enhanced battery stack, there we go. So this guy is using chemical compound. 10 chemicals mixed together. Oh, that's a new battery, right? That's not the batteries I've been using. No, this is the normal battery. Okay, so that's a different battery entirely. Okay, didn't realize I unlocked a new battery. And so with all that down, right, we then need to go ahead and add these things in. So this thing needs the circuits, the little chipsets, and then plastic itself, but that's its own thing. So then we need another one of these, right? This is going to make the chipsets. Actually, let's not do that there. We need the chipset going here. Right, chipset. That chipset's making those things, and then we need one of these guys, I believe, right? Yeah, that's making that. So we can do that, making the plastic. And let me see here. What else do we need? We need batteries. We need a bunch of stuff. So what if I go ahead and just set down the tables real quick here, because this is going to probably take another 20 minutes of me trying to go back and forth here, and I don't want to do that again. Okay, so I think I have this set up correctly here, so let's go ahead and see if I do. We're going to go ahead and put 2 logistic dudes on this factory here. Oh, you know what? I didn't even hire anybody. That would be the first thing to do there. Genius, let's go ahead and do that before we unpause here and start just not doing anything. We'll do this, and then what we went ahead and did, right, is I put a shelf behind every table here, so the worker doesn't have to go too far to go ahead and replenish their stuff. So that's the idea here, right? So for the batteries, for instance, we need metal, the battery, and the new type of chemical coming in, right? And then on the shelf, we went ahead and have those things coming in. We have the batteries that it's going to be outputting, taking more space up. So we can go ahead and have 3 stacks of that stuff in the storage here. Should we be able to go ahead and keep a ahead of it here. But yeah, it took a second here. I went ahead and spammed down a bunch of shelvings until I got a couple empty ones. And then I went ahead and set up the inventory myself, so I can go ahead, if need be, I can delete these things, right? And then it'll kind of fix itself and give me the ones that I can't delete. But we need to go ahead and fast forward this just a smidge. We might actually need to go ahead and hire in another one of these guys just for right now. Actually, is that guy going to the wrong one? That one's going to the wrong one. That's going to the old factory. I don't want you to go there. I want you to go this one. We're going to go ahead and hire in another one for the time being, so we can hopefully get some more material over here quicker, because we're stocking up these shelves before we actually get everything running here. So hopefully that kind of fixes the thing here. Once these guys start rolling, they should be good to go here, I believe. We might even need to stick a third one on here. Kind of seems like it. We are in the red again. I really hope that's not going to stick around. Ooh, man, look at that dive. Woo! We went from 9,000 revenue to 60,000 in the hole. I think that was just from tables, or maybe I bought this thing during that time too. That was 40,000 itself, so. Anyways, this should hopefully work out a bit better. I was going to have them all like crammed into a corner, but we can't have the shelvings next to each other. It won't let you access the other side of the shelf, so I figured we'd have the worker accessing one side and then the logistics person accessing the other side here, and hopefully that kind of works out a bit. Do I still have this guy researching? I do. We didn't really go up any science points there. So here we go. Now they are starting to kind of get things rolling here. These guys are working. These guys are kind of not working right now. I think they need these guys right here. That might be the holdup for us. And it kind of seemed like the logistic guy used this side, even though there was a guy on that side. So maybe this was a little unneeded, but it kind of looks better than the little line mess of things over here. We just completed one of our global quest things, so that's good. We have 3 days. We're not going to complete that one. But we have 1,000 component batches and or modules transported by logistic employees. So now we're going to go ahead and get another boost added on to our stuff here. Once it hits 90 days, I'm going to pause it really quick just so we can go ahead and swap on some different stuff here. Let's see what we unlocked here. So it was this one, and it is increase the company-wide picking speed by 4%. So I don't know what the picking speed is, to be honest. I'm going to leave the company net worth one alone. Why can't I remove this one? Huh. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and maybe select some other ones here. So craft 500 modules of tier 2 or higher. Are we making tier 2 modules? I'm not sure. Why can't I remove this one? It has a check mark next to it like we just completed it. Did we complete it in that last day and now we have to wait 90 days before we can do anything with it? I think we did. Oh wait, no, it's going again. Huh, weird. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to leave that be. Whatever. We changed one of the things. It's fine. We have the other stuff researching still. We are still in the red just a smidge. Have we sold any of the new game things that we're making? I don't think we've even made any yet. Which screen is it? This one? We need game devices. No, we have not sold a single one just yet. And we're making more off our calculators, actually, than we are our game devices currently. Come on. What are you waiting for? You're waiting for the speaker and the screen. We have 7 displays in there. We have 9 speakers there. Let's actually hire in a third logistic employee then. Maybe that'll help it out a little bit because that's our bottleneck right now. They're not moving those items fast enough. And hopefully that fixes it. Now she's going to deliver those. He's going to start working. That's going to give us the ability to start making some of these guys. And that's going to start the output of those items at least. Hopefully. We have 170 little rocket ships. That means we have enough for a new table, I believe. Yeah, we have welding table, which gives us a bunch of different things. I don't know if we need that table just yet. I kind of honestly want to get into automating our factory here so I don't have to deal with employees anymore. I want robots. I want robots to be my minions here. Let me see, because we have the ability to make conveyor belts, so I'm going to have to start doing that so we can actually start using them. What does this guy do? Output components. This gives you boosters. This gives you the ability to move things overhead, but we need 1,200 science, and we currently don't have that. What does this guy do? Metal processing, specialized production. Maybe robots aren't a thing, if I'm being honest here. Maybe we can just automate it with conveyor belts and stuff like that. I'm going to let my guy research the rest of these, right? I'm not going to set any more for researching just so we can get the research points up so we can go ahead and buy that thing. This thing, as long as we don't go bankrupt again. We are making a profit. How's our money graph going? We are back in the green for a split second there. We made 250 units of profit. Okay, that's not ideal. We are running at a total of 53,000 costs of running right now. Ugh. That's not good. Really not good. We can cancel this guy now, and it doesn't have the check mark. Oh, you know what? It might have kind of bugged itself because this is where the logistic one was. It was in the middle, so when we completed that one, the science one shifted up, and it had the check mark next to it like it was completed, so we couldn't cancel it. Okay. It looks like we're going to complete the tier 2 module one at least. We're 27 days in, and we're literally almost done with it already. So that's good. We might even do the net worth one if the profits can keep going the way they're going right now. We're almost 20,000 in and 30 days in, so maybe not actually, now that I'm thinking about it a little more. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and set up a little line here. Now that we are somewhat stable, we're going to go ahead and set up a line to go ahead and start making some conveyors for us, right? So we can actually start trying to automate some of this as much as we can. I'm not too sure how far into the automation we can actually get with this. But if we are able to go ahead and just fire our entire staff and then have robots making everything for us, that would be ideal. But we need to go ahead and make the conveyor parts. So in order to do that, I believe it's this table. And let's see. We need conveyor parts, which is 1 rod, 2 gears, 2 plastic. And we make the gears here. That's just metal. That's fine. And the rods here, that's just 9 more metal. Ooh, that's a lot of metal. But we can go ahead and do that, right? And then, let's see. Do we want to put it in here? Where do we have room? I guess it has to be in here, right? We can just go ahead and double up on the tables here. So we need 3 tables, right? Making the products here. Let me just double check here. So that's all we need, right? The gear and the rod, and then the thing itself. So this table is going to be making that. This table can make the rod. This table can make the gear. And that should do the trick, right? So then if we go ahead and set up another thing here, I'm going to actually pause it so my delivery guys don't deliver to these tables or these shelves, right? Are any of these empty? This is empty. Okay, so this guy just needs metal. And this is how I was doing it, right? We just need metal going into this guy. And then we have gears coming out, and we'll do it like that. We have it storing in this one, pulling from this one, and then we can go ahead. Oh, don't delete it. Oh, dang it. Yep. Okay. Well, plop another shelf down. That's how we fix that. And this one should be empty again. Yeah. Let's do 3 metal again, picking up or storing in that one actually, and then the 3 gears. Go ahead and pull from this inventory. And then we're going to move that and plop it right there, and that should be fine. And then I believe it's the same thing again for the tubing right there. So we're going to do the metal again. Boop, 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 and deliver there, and go ahead and pull these guys. So then we, oops, so I almost deleted it again. That would have been hilarious. And those items then need to go into this thing here. Oops, over that way. And we need the gear, the plastic, and the tube go into this guy. So we need the plastic, the tube, and the gear go into you. And then you are going to be just filling up with these guys for right now. So we're going to have you doing that to that. And if I can hit the right key, almost deleted this one yet again. Now we should be good, right? These are all locked in. Our employees will not fill those shelves with anything other than what we have labeled on them. And then what we're going to do, right, just so we can build a backlog of these things, is we're going to go ahead and put a courier pallet down. We're not going to have it exporting or anything like that. We're just going to have it storing these items here so we can go ahead and have just absurd amounts of conveyors ready to go and being made. So let's go ahead and hire in these guys. These guys are not going to be turning a profit for us. So hopefully these 3 employees don't put us into the red and then start dragging us down into doomsday territory again. Hopefully. And let's see. How many of those have we sold? It looks like we're selling a couple. We've sold... No, that's the calculator. We've sold 27. I was about to say we sold 500 already, but there's no way that's that fast. Yeah, we've sold 27 already. And so, let's see, we have 73 research points, discovery points rather. So we have courier bots that increase speed and storage space. Oh, those are mandatory requirements. Never mind. Cleaning bots, toy robots. I'm kind of curious if maybe... I'm going to go ahead and do a courier bot, right? I just want to see if maybe we can use these instead of the people that we have down right now. Maybe, right? Let's see, blueprint. Let's see, create new blueprint. I'm not going to actually make a whole thing here, but let's see. So they use the plastic, or they use the chassis that we've been unlocking, right? The bot chassis. They need speed, they need storage capacity, and they need battery life. So out of all of these, which one's kind of decent here? We have weight, we have heat, and we have ecological footprint. Ugh. So this one's not terrible. This has 2 out of the 3 items. Starts off negative 4 or 0.4. Not too great on that one either, but it starts off negative on those 2 stats. It just has a pound, 1.5 or 1.25 pounds. Same thing here, kinda. Actually, yeah, if this one had a negative heat source, I would select this one, but it has a 0.3. You know what? We'll just use this one for right now. This is just a test thing, right? We're just gonna mess with it a little bit. So we have Mini Swarmer 1. We'll leave that name. Fine, whatever. We have the Rigid Rover design. Looks like a little floor washing thing. What are those things called? The little like Zamboni type things, except on concrete floors and tile floors. We have a little trash can man that looks like a happy little robot. And then we have the flat handler, which is just a pallet with wheels on it. Kind of looks like a rover on Mars or something like that. And you know what? I guess we'll go with the happy one, right? The little jolly trash can man. We have Mysterious black paint job. We have the playful green, the delivery yellow, and the industrial orange. I think I'm going to go with the Mysterious black one. Kind of like that color scheme. So let's go ahead and make this guy, right? So storage capacity, we only have one option, which is this guy. And that puts us over storage capacity. It almost maxes out weight, which is a bit of an issue. And we can only go 5 ounces into ecological footprint. Ooh. That's dicey. So let's see. Speed. I don't think we have any speed stuff, so we can't even make this thing if we wanted to right now. We need the battery, which is, let's go with this guy. I believe this is probably what we're going to be messing with. Yeah, we have 2 ounces to spare on weight. We are maxed out on ecological footprint. We can still boost the battery a little bit. Which one's better? Let's actually get rid of this one for right now. Let's see what this one does. 2.4 on battery life. This one does 2.4. They're both the same. Okay, never mind. Doesn't matter. But yeah, we don't have the speed thingy. So we can't actually do this yet. We don't have the motors or whatever. Oh, actually, is this it? Hold on. Aha, that is it. Okay, never mind. We do have a motor. But it puts us over the ecological footprint, which is going to start... Oh, actually, no, it doesn't. Never mind. That's when we have the battery in there, is when we run into that issue, right? Now we are right on the heat limit, over the weight limit, but we are kind of iffy there. So I think we'll delay making one of these for a little while longer until we are actually able to make them without any negatives. Because right now, unless we just spam a bunch of these types of batteries in there, we're going to probably have some of these issues going on here. But yeah, let's go back to our stuff here. I'm going to leave this guy alone. We're not going to make him. Right? We are still profitable, so I'm glad, unless we weren't progressing time there. Are we making money? We're losing 1,500. We lost 200 then. Ugh. Hopefully we're doing okay. What seems to be the issue as why is this guy not making his stuff? He's making the metal pole. You're making the metal pole, right? You are. You have 5 of them currently. And why is the logistics person... Oh, okay, there we go. I say, why is the logistics guy not moving that stuff back? So in a second here, we should have some in our inventory here, or I guess over here, right? We can take these, and then we should be able to go ahead and make some belts. So they don't cost any money because we have to produce them. And then if we need the automatic storage unit, that costs us 490 units. So that's cool looking. Let's see, how do these work? Because we have conveyor slots in the side of these buildings, right? So that's cool. Can we get those back? Uh-oh. Hey, no, gimme. There we go. So, yeah, I think what I want to go ahead and do, right? Let me plop these here since we don't need them in our inventory right now. What I want to go ahead and do, right, is get into one of these other buildings, because if we click on the signs, we can see that some of them have a delivery area, right? I think this is the biggest building we have on the map right now. Yeah, it's this one right here in the center. I think that's the biggest one we have. And if we click on them, right, it shows us the delivery area, right? Some of them have it, some of them don't. This one doesn't, and I believe this one doesn't, right? Some of them do, some of them don't. But what I want to go ahead and do is I want to have all of the tables in their own buildings, right? So I want to have all the chemical stations, which are these guys, right? The chemistry tables, I want them in their own building. I want the basic ones in their own building. I want the electric ones in their own building, right? So that when we go ahead and have them producing something, we can go ahead and set the policies in that area where they're all at to be more beneficial for those items, right? Because right here in this area, I have it currently set to where if anything is using plastic, chemicals, or electronic parts, they're crafted a little bit quicker. So that's why these guys, they're crafting decently fast, but they're not crafting as fast as these guys would be, right? Because these guys are all using metal, and that's not one of the advancement policy things that we have down in this area. So we kind of have to micromanage the game a little bit in that sense, right? Buying these buildings and then doing that. I want to do it in the buildings that have delivery areas because that way we don't have to have the logistic guy in between those things, right? We just have the delivery timer counting down, and then that brings in the items, and then the logistics person inside the warehouse can go ahead and sort those through the little storage racks here, and then we can keep things rolling, right? And then that way we don't need to be doubling down on the plastic person, for instance, right? We have one here, we have one here, and then we have another one here. And then eventually, like, I think this guy might be... he's almost maxed out, the little shelving unit, but I think this guy might be maxed out, right? No, he's not maxed out either. Where is this person, by the way? Off doing something. Anyways, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and leave this stuff running, right? We just completed another growth thing. Oh, we completed 2 of them there. Sweet. With 2 days to spare. And then that's going to complete. The research thing's about to complete too. He's not researching as fast as he was because I disabled that advancement as well, the policy thing. Let's go ahead and let him finish. So we're going to cancel the research one, right? Because we're not actually completing that. We are going to go ahead and trigger, let's see here. What do we want to trigger? Produce carrier bots a total with a produce carrier bots with a total sum of 350 speed. Cool. Let's see here. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is, right, we just upgraded some more stuff. This one reduces equipment cost by 4% now instead of the 2%, I believe is what it was. This one increases the company-wide analysis speed by 4%, so it's just upping it by 2 more percent, which is nice. What we're going to go ahead and do is, let's see, have 40 component module stack transported by courier employees. We'll do that one, right? That's something that we might be able to do. And then we'll do the company net worth one again. I think we'll be able to do that one again. Maybe not. And we'll set this one as a thing too. Sell 200 products that have a total sum of 2 features or more. And we'll set that one because we have 3 products being made now, so at least we'll probably be able to complete that one at least, hopefully. But I think for right now, that's probably going to go ahead and be it for today's episode, right? We went ahead and set up a new product. Nope, that's not the screen I wanted to go to. And we have it being produced, and we didn't go into the red this time, thankfully, right? So what I think I'm going to end up doing in between episodes, right, is rearranging this thing a little bit, right? Having the shelving units to cut down on their travel time, right? And then I think this area as well, if I can squeeze it in, I'm not too sure. And I think the reason why I try to spam a bunch of these things down, right, we need to have 1 pallet per product, right, is how we're going to try and rock it, just in case we have a surge of products being made, and then we can actually keep up with that. But I was trying to go ahead and have it to where I had a bunch of these pallets down just to have a bunch more material coming in if we ever needed it, because I thought the delivery area that was here was the only one in the map with us. But then I clicked around on the buildings and saw that we have more delivery areas. So I might go ahead and delete this guy because he's not doing anything, but we might end up adding another one, maybe not, I'm not sure. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and rearrange the factories one more time here. This one's going to be left alone. I'm not going to mess too much with the conveyor belts. I might try and see how they work in between episodes, but I won't go ahead and automate anything in between here. But yeah, that's going to go ahead and be it for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.